Yeah, so we just completed the build of this N80 Hilux. This is the 48 volt version. Just done a bit of a fit out on it, so let's jump into it and check it out. Yeah, so jumping into the engine bay, we haven't done too much in here. So we just got our fuses on top of the battery, so that's pretty typical for us. We just put our MIDI fuses on there, and then we just go ahead and label everything, so that way if you have any dramas in the future, you know straight away what everything's for. And then obviously when you get years down the line, and this work was obviously done a while ago, it's just quite easy for you to tell straight away what every circuit's for, so that's why we're going ahead and label everything. And then the way it works is just coming power in from the battery into the first MIDI here. And then it's just going to go one to the tow pro that's inside, and then the other one is just for the solenoid. So there's just a solenoid down here. So it's just power into the solenoid, then it will come back from the solenoid to our other two MIDIs here, because we do have two charge harnesses. So we've got one that's going to the actual tow bar for the caravan, and then one into the canopy for the DC-DCs in the canopy. So you always want to put them on a solenoid, and then just ignition trigger it when you got multiple charges, or if you got a smart alternator like this one with the 48 volt with the generator, you need to ignition trigger them all, and then that way it knows to pull power straight away. And then you always want to put it on a solenoid, and then that way it's obviously going to be able to handle that high current. And then it just makes it super simple if you ever need to get into it, instead of stuffing around with relays and finding a place to locate them. Just on the solenoid there, it just makes it super simple. So that's why it's just wired like that, because we've got two charge harnesses. So then we just run power via a fuse. We obviously don't want to unfuse it going to the solenoid, so that's why it's got that first one, and then it just comes back to the other MIDI to then power the other two. So that's how those are wired up. And then yeah, these inline fuses are already chucked in previously. We try not to use them just because they're not really the greatest for current draw. And then if you ever are going to be putting these in the future, we always recommend trying to route them as best as possible. This one's not really ideal going over the relays and fuses there. It just makes it obviously a bit difficult to ever get that cover off. And then yeah, they're obviously unlabeled, which is obviously something that we try not to do, because yeah, like I said earlier, if you get into the future, it just makes it easy if you have any dramas in the trying to fault find what the issue is. Everything's labeled, so you know straight away what the problem is. But that's pretty much everything under the engine bay here. So let's just jump into the canopy and check out what we've done there. Yeah, so jumping into the canopy, so this is the high drive chassis mount canopy, and obviously the big benefit when you do have a chassis mount is you've got a lot more size, like length in it. So we're able to fit the 130 litre Bushman. Most canopies you only fit an 85 upright in, just because yeah, you do have that obviously second layer for the canopy. But if you ever go a chassis mount, you can fit the 130. So if you ever plan on going train canopy and then you don't think you're ever going to pull the canopy off, you definitely want to look at going a chassis mount one. One is obviously going to save weight, and then the other benefit is obviously you get a lot more height inside, so you can go to a bigger upright. And the difference between a 130 and 85 is pretty big, so it definitely is worth going for it if you don't ever plan on pulling the canopy off. So that's the 130 there. And then located next to that is just a Scout power system. So this is a good little power system. If you're not after a huge inverter, this one's definitely a great option. It's got the 1200 VA MultiPlus in it, so you can still run induction cooking and so on off it. But if you wanted a big air fryer or so on, it's not going to be able to handle that. But it definitely can do induction cooking and run a lot of those appliances that you're going to need, and then you still get a 50 amp AC charger in it, so that's really a good positive there. And then just on it is just a couple outlets at the bottom here, 240 outlets. Then you got a couple power outlets. So we actually turned this solar input into another output, just because we've got a hardwired solar panel on the actual roof. So now that's going into the MPPT, because you're going to have different voltages with a panel if you had a portable one. So we're just going ahead and just taking that off the regulator, and then that way you can still use either one of those now. You just need a regulator on the actual blanket itself. Then just up above that, he's got a dual USB, that's an A and C, and then you've also got a SIG socket, and then you've got the BMV712 Victron smart shunt there. So then that just does all your monitoring, and this has a little display, so that's really handy if you do want to be able to see something without getting your phone up. Just having that little display there is yeah, nice and simple and just super handy to have. And then we've got 5 switches up here, so we always put one in for the actual inverter, turn the inverter on and off, and then we've just got some internal lights on the inside here. So one is just for, and they're dual color, so one is just to make them white, And then if you wanted them to be orange, you hit the orange one and they're orange. And then obviously if you want both, you can turn them both on. But that's why you've got white lights and then orange lights, just so you can obviously have white or amber. And then we've got 2 spare switches there. So if they ever want anything in the future, they can just wire them directly up into there. And it just goes to a little buzz bar. Everything's already pre-wired, so all you got to do is connect that one wire, and then those switches are good to go. And then it's got a 10-way fuse box up the top there. Then on each canopy door, we've got the National Lunar lights. So they're just the same thing, the dual color. Same as always, you just got amber and white, and if you just want to switch them, you just hold it, and then you just go to white, and they're dimmable as well. So that's on all 3 canopy doors. Then over on the driver's side headboard, we've got a couple of outlets. So that's just a USB, and then also a Anderson socket there, and then that way they got any power over on the driver's side as well. And then just on the rear is the AC input. So that's just a 15 amp input there, so they can charge into shore power, whether it's at caravan or at home. And then that just goes straight into the MultiPlus and gives you that 50 amps of AC charging. And then also on the rear door is just the rear view mirror camera that's just connected up to the car vision inside. And then just moving forward, just onto the roof here, we just made up some custom brackets for the solar panel. So that's a 200 watt solar panel. That one's a 80 volt solar panel, so it's quite high voltage, which obviously gives us a lot of efficiency. I think right now it's only putting out 1 amp at 80 volts, and then it's converting, I think it's about 8 or 9 amps right now. It's putting into the battery. So that's pretty good because the sun's still obviously just coming up. So to get that much out of a 200 watt solar panel is pretty good. And then yeah, we just fabbed up these custom brackets and then put these inserts in. They're just Rhino rack inserts. They just get riveted in, and then just fabbed up these brackets to suit to go onto that and then onto the actual solar panel. And yeah, being the small square, the square style, it fits the cab pretty well. And then powering the canopy is just a 200 amp hour Amtron battery, and then that's just housed into our custom bracket for it. So yeah, that's a nice good battery. We usually run Amtron for a lot of our systems. Really bang for buck, they're probably the best out there, and then we don't really have any warranty issues with them. So that's why we always usually opt for an Amtron battery. And then that's pretty much everything on the outside. So let's jump inside the cab and check out what we've done in there. Yeah, so jumping inside, we haven't done too much in here. So over on the driver's side, we just put the topo. So that's typically where we'll chuck them on a Hilux, just makes it super easy to get to. And then obviously if you need to, in an emergency, hit that knob, you definitely want it to be accessible. So you definitely want to make sure if you are installing a topo, you put it in an accessible spot, because yeah, it does have that emergency function that you just hit the knob and it just takes out that sway for you. And then the other thing is just the car vision mirror there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Something that we put on all our canopy builds is pretty much a must, because obviously as soon as you fit a canopy, you can't see anything out the back. And I definitely know, like me personally, that's something that yeah, I always want to be able to do, is see what's coming out the back. And then if you don't have a rear view mirror, rear view camera, you can obviously use that as a substitute as well. So it's kind of, yeah, you can do both if you really needed to, and it just gets away from having to have the reverse camera if your vehicle isn't fitted with one. But yeah, we really like the car vision ones. Really, they're just an OEM style finish, which is really big. We always try to make everything look as factory as possible. And then they're the only one that we've seen on the market that has 3 inputs to it. So you can obviously have a front facing one if you wanted to. You can have multiple rear facing. So they're really handy if you've got a caravan. It just allows you to switch between the rear of the vehicle and also the rear of the caravan. So yeah, they're just really handy feature to have. Yeah, so that's everything on this one. Good little build, this one. So now they can definitely build off it from here, especially with that scout system in the back. It just allows them to be able to build onto it and then be able to fit out their canopy however they need to. Not everyone needs the full system like the Prospector. So if you have obviously lower requirements for power and you don't need a 2 or 3 kVA MultiPlus, then Scout's definitely a good option for you. And then yeah, it just allows you to be able to build off it from there. And then yeah, it still obviously has all the power requirements you need with the AC charging and the inverter, and then obviously you can continue to grow it from there. So yeah, if you're after any more information or you like your vehicle fitted out, just get in contact with us and we'll catch you on the next one.